Former Ukip leader Mr Farage has hailed the outcome of the Italian election as a vote for change, after the anti-establishment party Five Star Movement gained more than 30% of the votes, becoming the biggest single party in the country. Speaking to Italian newspaper Corriere della Sera, Mr Farage said this election was an important step towards the country's leaving the bloc. He added, that trend initiated by Brexit and the victory of Trump is not over, it has just begun. We have seen it now with the vote in Italy. The days of the European Union are limited, it will take 5 or 10 years, but they are limited. The 2016 revolution has continued, and I am very excited. The days of the European Union are limited, it will take 5 or 10 years, but they are limited. Nigel Farage, the Five Star Movement, has harshly criticized the way the EU has treated Italy since the 2008 financial crisis. Earlier this year, Five Star Movement political leader Luigi Di Maio voiced the party's desire to change the EU from within, threatening repercussions if Brussels didn't listen to its demands. He said, "We need to start a season of debate on what's not working. Certainly, a key contractual card we bring to the table is the €20 billion we give to the EU each year. We want to be listened to, otherwise all those sectors and industries that are suffering from injustice because of European treaties and directive will have to be reimbursed." Getty. Nigel Farage has hailed the outcome of the Italian election as a vote for change. We'll start reimbursing them by cutting part of our contribution to the EU. But I hope I won't have to go that far. Mr Farage has long been critical of the euro, suggesting Italy should move away from it after it chose to adopt the wrong currency. He said, "I do not know in which direction the Five Star will go now. But I know that Beppe Grillo, the party's founder, has always been solidly Eurosceptic about the euro, and I think the party should go in that direction. The Five Star must decide how radical they want to be. In any case, Italy has joined the wrong currency." Mr Grillo called for a referendum to decide whether or not Italy should keep the European currency in 2014, but the proposal was not included in the party's election manifesto. Getty. Nigel Farage spoke about a potential comeback to Britain's politics. Mr Farage confessed his admiration for the Five Stars leadership and said he got in touch with the late co-founder of the movement, Gian Roberto Casaleggio, to model Ukip around the Five Stars structure and its direct democracy ideals. The project, however, failed because of an opposition within the Ukip which, he claimed, brought him to leave the party. He said, "Before our referendum I came to Milan to meet Casaleggio Sr. because I wanted to turn Ukip into the British equivalent of the Five Stars movement, but my party didn't want to. It was a huge mistake and that's why I left." Casaleggio understood that the world has changed and that parties must change. The future is direct democracy. The British MEP also spoke about a potential comeback to Britain's politics. He said, "If we do not get the Brexit for which we voted, I will return to the front line of British political life." When asked whether he may create a new political party, he replied, "I do not know, we'll see." Now, he said his attention is focused on the transition period agreement, which will keep the UK under EU's regulations until 2020. He said, "I am disappointed of this delay, and above all I am very disappointed that freedom of movement continues until the end of 2020. This destroys the trust in the democratic process. It will take at least 6 years from the referendum before we regain control of our borders. We are moving towards the appearance of a Brexit, but as much as some try to frustrate it or slow it down, I am sure that today the mood of the people is much more favourable to Brexit than at the time of the referendum 2 years ago."